0, 1 to 5, because interest will be paid year 1 to 5. Then you have the final year where you are going to pay back the principal. So interest year 0, you have your market price. So you can just say price. How much is the price of this bond? Then year 1 to 5, you have your interest. Then the final year, you have redemption value. Okay. So based on our question, our market price was 105. If we go back, we are told that the market price is, sorry, that was the other question, but in this question we are told that the market price is 85. So we'll put it as negative 85 minus 85. Then interest, our interest rate was how much? Let's go back. So 5% times 100, which is 5. So you put 5. You can deduct tax in advance if you want. It's all the same. Redemption value, we are told redemption value is 6% premium. So it's always 100, but we are adding a 6, so it will be 106. 106. Discount factor. On discount factor, you are required to guess. So to be safe, you can start maybe with the interest rate itself as a discount factor. Remember it's 5%, so let's put it at 5%. At 5%. So let me put it at 5. Okay. Now, in year 0, discount factor is always 1, no matter what the rate is. So you put 1. Then year 1 to 5, that's annuity. Right? So I want to teach you something else on annuity. We have a formula for annuity, which I hope you know the formula for annuity. It's 1 minus, it's given in the exam, it's 1 minus open brackets 1 plus r to the power negative n over r. But you don't have to waste time. We now have financial modeling, which can reduce your time. You can check on the table, but sometimes you should know how to calculate it for sake of learning. You can use it maybe at workplaces as well. So you go to formulas, you select this table here. So you go to formulas here, right? You go to financial, then you choose PV. So PV is closer to rate. Here, PV. Okay. You see, so it opens. On rates, we are talking about the interest rate. So the interest rate is what is how much is 5, right? So you put 5. Period is the redemption period, which is how much? 5 years as well, just very coincidentally. PMT. PMT is your, that should be what? It should be your interest rate. Let's put 5 again. Then FV. FV, that's your future value. Okay, so future value, put 100. Oh, sorry, FV was the market price, not so. Let's put our market price. Oh no, I think I'm making mistakes here. Let me start over again. I forgot. I thought I'm dealing with the other thing, the other bits, which was the cost. Okay, let's start again. Rate is 5%. Period, 5 years. PMT, you put -1. I'll explain that what it means. So we are trying to avoid the answer from being a negative based on the formula. Then FV, you put a 0. Okay. Let's say okay. No, something is wrong. I think I'm making a mistake. Maybe 0 should be here. When I correct it, let me so that's PV. just a minute. Let me do it again. PV. Yeah, so rate is really 5. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Let me put as a percentage. It's rate. I forgot a percentage. So rate 5, comma. NPR 5 years, comma. Then PMT, that should be -1. Then FV is 0. Let me try and see. Oh yeah, I think this is what should be 4.3343. That's how we calculate annuity. So let me do it again. I might have confused you. So I'll go to home, back, formulas, financial, then PV. Okay, so rate 5%. Remember to put as a percentage because this is IRR. I forgot to put a percentage. 5. NP is a period for 5 years. PMT, you put -1. Why would we put a -1? This is annuity formula because annuity formula has to the power -1. So because of that power -1, we put it on PMT. FV is future value. So in annuity, the future value is 0. Okay. Yeah. So it means the annuity factor is 4.33. But this is not a dollar. We can remove the dollar sign. We don't need the dollar sign. We can go to home. If we can format as well, it's necessary. We can format, and it should be a number, not a currency. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. So that's how we calculate the annuity factor. But based on the rules of the table, annuity factor should be to 3 decimal places. So I can do that. Yes. If you have time, you can even check the annuity table. It will give you the same answer. Okay. I hope you have understood. You can do that. Alright, so then in year 5, we have to calculate the present value. So present value equals, you know the formula for present value is 1 over 1 plus r to the power n, but you can just use the table. So it will be 1 over 1.05 to the power 5. Okay, so 0.784. Let me check the power 6. No, I think there's something. Oh yeah, the power 6. Yeah, it's the same. 0.784. Then let's now
Can you come again on the last point? What are we doing?
on number 5.
Yes.
We are trying to find the present value, the discount factor. The
Okay.
discount factor of year 5. This one was annuity because it's the same interest that we'll be paying from year 1 to 5.
Yes.
If we pay the same amount each and every year, instead of calculating present value from year 1 to 5, that's a waste of time. We just calculate the annuity factor. Yeah, this was annuity factor because it's from year 1 to 5. But because we have only 1 year, year 5, we now calculate the present value for 5 years. So the formula for present value is 1 over 1.05 to the power 5. But in the exam, the good thing, you don't have to worry about the formula. You'll be given a table, so you just go to the table and pick 5% for 5 years. So you get 0.784. Are you okay now?
Yes.
So let's get the present values. So you'll be multiplying that 85 times 1. Then you can just copy this. So 5 times 4.29, that's 22. 0.6 times 1, that's 83. Of course, we should avoid one decimal place should always be to 2 decimal places. Yeah, something like that. And let's get the total, or you can just do auto sum. So in this subject, make sure you are good at Excel. Practice. Of course, as we will be learning, we'll be teaching each other on how to learn some of the financial modeling. Because if you are good at financial modeling, you are not going to spend time in the exam, especially NPV, cost of capital. You will not waste time in these topics. Okay, so we are getting 19.70. So we need to find another discount factor which should give us a negative NPV. Right? Let's try 10. They said the best way of doing this is to try a discount factor which is half. If 5 is giving us a negative answer, let's try, it's giving us a positive factor. Let's try a bigger rate which can give us a negative. So discount factor of 10% in year 0 is always 1, remember. Let's calculate the annuity factor. Can we try now by Excel Muguse Nchiro 10 what we did previously on annuity? Can you try? Or maybe you should try later on. Let's avoid wasting. Let's say it now, because in the exam you will not be given a formula bar. You have to memorize. So you say equals PV, right? You write equals PV, open brackets, calculate annuity factor. But annuity is given in the exam, by the way, you don't have to worry about it, but I just want you to know. So you start with what? You start with the rate, which is 10%, comma, then you put period, which is 5 years, comma, then you put negative 1 based on the formula, because the formula says to the power negative 1, then comma, you put 0 because the fixed value is 0. Enter. So 3.71. Of course, it is giving you a dollar sign. Remember to format, alright, so that it's not, it's a number, not a currency. Okay. 3 decimal places is what we require. So add like that. Then get present value, because it's just 1 year. So 1 equals 1 over 1.1, because that's 10% to the power 5. Let me reduce it to, so that's our answer. Let's get now present value. So you'll be multiplying the cash flows times your discount factor. So you can just copy the formula and get the answer now. Yeah, so you're getting something like a negative 0. Yeah, we prefer 2 decimal places, so that's it. So we are now correct. We have found, but you know the beauty of this question, if you find a 0, don't even waste time to calculate IRR. Once you find a 0 on the other discount factor, it means IRR is 10. It means your cost of capital is 10%, because you've got a 0. But if you don't get a 0, you now use the IRR formula. Okay? Remember this formula. We go back. Yeah, this formula, IRR equals L plus NPVL over NPVL minus NPVH times H minus L. Right, that's the formula that you use. But here we are so lucky, we don't have to use this formula because we have got a 0. So it means the answer is always 10. But we still do it, we still do the IRR just for sake of learning. So we have 10. Then remember the tax rate was 30%, so you subtract 1 minus 30%, which is 0.7. Right. Then the answer will be 7%. So that's our cost of capital. You can see we got the same answer previous, 7%. So this is a waste of time. In the exam, don't do this. Especially for multiple choice questions. You find the question is just 2 marks. You are wasting time doing the whole of this. Then you have to calculate the IRR.